Just waiting on that. Got it. And got it. All the praise is due for touchscreens, right? All righty, y'all. Namaste, 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 Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at northwest of Mexham. How are you? All righty, guys, just sitting here editing, obviously, on the fly, making sure some things are done. Okay, boom, there it is. There we go. There's the screen I was looking for. Guys, I'd like to welcome you all to our 7HealStar.com 7-day tropic medical astro weather report, right? And I am here with my beloved and magnificent brothers in whom I am well pleased. And they are...
Islam. I am Taratamai Bay. Excuse me. How are you people?
With the
I hope you are well. I hope you are well. I do.
With the sauce. And then my brother with the granola.
Oh, you know it. Lane from the nose. Brother Sean Alim L, you already know all is well. But you know my bros also like to call me
Braveheart. Let's get it, man. As always, right? Ad-lib central. I got an ad-lib for all of my bros. You know what I'm saying? You got the sauce, Braveheart, you know, and Brother R be like, yeah. I'm trying to tell you. Brother Corey is exalted Cyclops. You gotta say it exactly like that. You gotta say it exactly like that, guys. And then it would not be an ad-lib for my bros. I mean, everybody
core movement.
I know. Yo, hilarious, yo. Exalted Cyclops. That's funny because then that means that the eye is centered, so there'll be some core sight there. No, that's not. That's how I'm just looking at it, right? Anyway, so with that being said, guys, let me just, without further ado, let me bring up this screen share, right? And show you guys what we're going in on for the 1st December 2022 to the 7th December 2022. All right. So right here, you guys can see our 7HealStar Astro Calendar from March Aries 2022 to February Pisces 2023. Right. Time never was when man was not, quote unquote. Who are we quoting? El-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing religious corporate activity, being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right. So with that being said, guys, we're going to looky astro cookie to the moon cycle that has the fire sign, right? Sagittarius, right? Dealing with the archer, the hunter, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Jupiter. Then we also have within the same moon cycle, this particular Gregorian moon cycle or month called December, right? The 10th month after the vernal equinox. However, the 12th Gregorian for fiduciary and fiscal purposes or whatever, because that's that Janus worship. For all those that worship Janus, that's Janus. Still have here also the sun will be transiting Capricorn, the earth sign, dealing with the sea goats. Actually, half goat, half fish. It's like a mirror goat, right? Like you got merman, you know, a mermaid. Call them mermaids. Why not mer butlers? They're not called mer butlers. It's called SpongeBob. It's mermaid man, right? Why not a mer butler? I'm just asking. But anyway. So yeah, Earth sign Capricorn, the sea goat, actually contemporarily and anciently ruled by Saturn, right? And so now, guys, what we're going to do is show you guys what are we giving our diverse testimonies. Well, for Thursday, it is Brother Sean Alim L. All righty, he has Thursday. He's going to start off this 7-day tropic medical astro weather report with like a week and a half's worth of transits. He's got
10 of Pinnacle energy right there.
Yeah, no, he's got like nine, well, a strong and a half, because we don't say week. Why call him 7 days a week? Let's call him 7 days a strong. So it's like 7.5 strong of testimonies here, 9 transit testimonies and 1 ingress. That's from Pisces to Aries, right? Brother Sean is going to go in and give the Braveheart presentation that he does there. Brother Terrell Tamari Bay has a heavy load of Sun trine Moon there happening at 1900 hours and 10 minutes. That's 7:10 post meridian Eastern. For Saturday, it is I with those 4 testimonies, alrighty, all lunar testimonies in aspect to Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. And then also I have the 4th December also have a lunar void of course. If I'm not mistaken, my void of course moon. Brother Sean, your first one was 1 hour and 57 minutes, of course. We already kind of went through that void of course moon, as the moon makes its last aspect conjunct to Jupiter before ingressing Aries. Then I have a void of course moon making its last aspect at 46 minutes after midnight, squaring to Pluto, that is Luna, alrighty, before egressing Aries and then ingressing Taurus about 5 hours and 52 minutes after that. For the 5th, which is Moon Day, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay with the Souths. For those 2 testimonies, those 2 lunar transits to Uranus and Saturn, very Aquarian, his testimonies for that day. Then on the 6th, which is Tuesday, that is Brother Sean Alim L with the other 6 to the 16 that he has there, right? Brother Sean Alim L has the bulk of the load this cycle. However, it's obviously for a really great reason. It's time for you guys to hear that Leo Mercury Moorness that he has there, right? With 4 transit testimonies and 2 ingresses, 1 lunar, 1 mercurial, with a void of course moon, if I'm not mistaken, for about 1 hour and 46 minutes. If I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me see. Do I got that right? Hold on, 2 hours and 6 minutes. Do I got that right? Did I say that right? Is it 2 hours and 6 minutes? Oh, let's really look at that again. Oh no, 1 hour and 46 minutes. I was correct. I did what you did, bro. Look at the
Then was that Mercury ingressing Capricorn?
Yeah, ingressing Capricorn. So yeah, it's actually 1 hour and 46 minutes from 1402, where the moon's void of course making its last aspect to Jupiter, actually by 60 degrees, and then ingressing Gemini. And then closing out for the 7th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghaziel Bey, for the day pertaining to the full moon, where we have a full luna. And it's interesting because both the transits are happening 10 minutes apart from each other in the 2300 hours. So that's 11 o'clock post meridian Eastern when those transits are having. Moon is full. So you guys should definitely see the full moon. Alrighty, wherever you are, East Coast, Central, Mountain, and Pacific, because now we're looking at that from 11:08 till about 8:08. Alrighty, from Eastern to Pacific. So you guys should all see that moon. I figured those near the West Coast will probably see that full moon very large, like probably be. It really depends, even if Luna is above ground, but it should be. It should be, because this is, close to midnight. Right? The sun and the moon are 180 degrees. I'm going to say that the moon, when I get to this portion, the moon's going to probably be in the 10th house. Sun's going to be in the 4th. I haven't seen the chart yet. I'm just kind of thinking that's what's going to happen. And then 10 minutes later, it's going to be a conjunction. So I'm figuring Gemini is probably going to be on the midheaven here. All right. It's going to have a conjunction with Mars there. Just 10 minutes after the Krishna Paksha. Well, before Krishna Paksha, we have what is called Purnima. Purnima is the full moon, right? In Vedic astrology, as you guys will hear, we go back and forth through that also. So, as we speak and give testimonies, we share different, some key phrases here and there, guys. All right. So with that being said, let me actually come back to the Zoomith, right? And get ready to share my screen here. And however, let me actually bring the calendar up behind me so I can zoom in and follow along with my bros and see what they're going in on in their testimonies. So make sure I zoom in on that Thursday right? Got that behind me. So I can see exactly what my bro is doing, Steve. All right. So with that being said, here we go. Here we go. All right. So let me go and screen share here. All righty. And now, okay, guess we're waiting on the computer. I did close out, didn't I? I probably should have restarted, but I didn't. Get that out of there. Alrighty, and remote control. And remote control to my bro. Alright, hit that chat. Cool. We see the chat now. That'll go up. Alrighty, and this is where I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Alim L. Islam.
Islam. All right, guys, make sure you kick back, put your headphones, lay back, maybe get you some early afternoon more popcorn wherever you're at, as we go in on these 10 strands we got for you. So we got sunrise here, sun conjunct the ascendants, right? Ruling over the 11th here, so sun's at 9 degrees Sagittarius. So just make sure that ye are stretching, just being joyful, optimistic, taking a look at your plans and making sure that you're expanding upon your vision with that, right?
Yeah, Venus is ruling the 11th. Soul is ruling that 9th. Islam. Wow, where's Jupiter while you're looking at that, bro? In the 4th? Interesting. That's interesting. I yield, bro. Go and set this thing on up right here.
And just communicating, be optimistic. The first aspect of the day, we have a Venus Martian reflection.
Oh, forgive me. It is a reflection, is it not? Right? Is it not?
Indeed, yeah, reflection. Reflection.
What happens when I do this? Boom, shakalaka. There we go.
Yay. All right, we have a Venus Martian reflection. We have Venus, 18 degrees Sagittarius in the 4th, and we know that Mars will be opposite of that in Gemini, and Mars is retrograde. All right, so 4th and 10th house, Venus and Sagittarius in the 4th, and Mars. And this is all about Venus in the 4th. This is about relating, so possibly mothers or mothers looking to teach other mothers, but we just could be collectively here looking to express ourselves. We're reflecting on how we like to beautify ourselves and beautify the home. So maybe wanting to implement, some new self-care routines. We have Mars in the 10th retrograde, so we are just looking at how we can better ourselves from the inside and the outside pertaining to just the career and how we communicate. So I'm taking a reassessment of how we can relate here. So possibly having some conversations or seeking advice, right? Or just asking some of your close loved ones, right? Or close friends or business partners, ways that you could improve, or just finding ways to be able to relate more, to get some middle ground. Let's see, it was Libra. Yeah, and Venus is also rolling over the 9th and the 2nd. So this is finding ways to enjoy yourself without spending lots of finances. So like someone could be possibly finding like as they would say, like a local or hometown gym or spot, or maybe somewhere close within their travels with this energy. And this all be, poured out through Mercury here. So, I would definitely say write things out. When they say the quote unquote shadow work, maybe just writing what you don't like, what you would like to remove, or what you would like to see for yourself. This is the 1st of December, right? So, starting out this moon cycle strong and just seeing, writing what you would like to occur for you and that you would like to do as well. And I'll yield for that and we'll get into the next aspect here. And we have a lunar Martian square here, right? Brother Jad, man, you got the sauce, bro. You really got the sauce for this weather report. You ain't got no void of courses or 6 houses. Man, bro. Tell me how you do it.
Really? We know already there's no 6 houses for real? No
yeah, well, he only had a couple testimonies, so I kind of just searched it up. I was like, all right. And I'm like, wow, I can't really mess with that. Man, I want to be like Jag when I grow up.
You're hilarious.
All right, so next up we have a lunar Martian square, right? So we got Luna in the 5th, Mars in the 8th here. So yeah, this is kind of like a clarity moment between moons and Pisces in the 5th. So maybe finding inspiration or receiving clarity while creating something here. Moon in Pisces, or maybe just even while doing one's due diligent studies. Mars is in the 8th retrograde, so there's like an inner transformation to your drive going on here. So really reflecting on this is what truly matters to you and what do you truly want, and something that can be more of like a lifelong worthwhile energy than just putting one's energies and thoughts and creativity into something that they won't even still be doing next week or next month, right? We got Neptune and Jupiter in the 5th as well. So yeah, this is like really expanding visionary. So I could see someone's possibly like maybe looking to go to school for like photography or like engineer, sound design, or if one chose not to go to school, we know that Google and YouTube was very hefty for that. For learning things without transacting. Mars being ruled by Venus, Jupiter. So yeah, this is once again, this is coming back to the finances and letting go of just like material wants and needs, and really tuning into what your heart space is saying. Like I said, just looking within, Libra is on the rise, 27 degrees. So we know it's going through Venus in the 2nd. So yeah, I would say here for this would be to really take that little trip to the museum, because it's a soul development here, Luna, right? Or just emotional feelings. So possibly feeling like one couldn't get their communications across or what they're trying to express across. So just finding ways to be universal within one's actions and communications. And with that, I will yield, and we'll just keep this thing on rolling. We have a Luna Venusian square next. So first it was the drive, that was a challenge, but, taking challenges as an opportunity to overcome. And now we're moving to Moon and Venus here. So Luna still in the 5th. Venus is in the 2nd. So 1, 2, 3, 4 houses apart. So it's foundational energy. So yeah, I just previously talked about Luna being in the 5th, really just enhancing one's creativity, or maybe even just getting lost in one's dreams and visions for a moment. Venus and Sagittarius in the 2nd. So taking the time to invest in the little things that bring that yield much bigger results. And Sun and Mercury is there as well. So Venus still under the beams too, and Mercury. So Yeah, once again, opening up the heart space. Venus and Luna here in Pisces and Sag. Yeah, this is like maybe on top of the journaling, maybe crying or listening to some music, just getting emotions and things out. And on that soul level, and really just to bring it all together, really just getting into the details and communication. So what physically can one do to express just their vision, right? Their philosophies, that's Luna, and be able to relate that to their loved ones, to those they partner with. Let's see, yeah, Libra on that 12th house cusp. So maybe even like taking this energy and having like a get together at the Domus, what some would call, their home, kind of like a small get together, and really just like painting, listening to music with that. Yeah, Luna transiting Pisces. This is really just being open, as they would say, to like the ethers, the higher realms. Because there's a lot going on this day. We got 10 transits we got 9 transits in the ingress. So yeah, just listen to one's inner nature and emotions. And I know bro was talking about earlier is like psychic upgrades and gifts. So yeah, rest up. Take it easy on this day. And I will yield for that and get into the next aspect. We now have a lunar Mercurian square here. So we went from drive, we went from relating, and now we are to communicating. So Luna is now in the 2nd house, 21 degrees Pisces. Mercury's at 21 degrees Sagittarius. All right, we got Capricorn on the rise there. So 2nd and 12th, 3 houses away. Yeah. And now we're taking to the communication. So if one didn't start writing early, this is going on at 9:23. Yeah, so I would say really, Saturn's there too in a second.
Yeah, it's got the highest score too. Saturn's got an 11, man. You look at them essential dignities in its own sign, its own triplicity, mutual reception by term with Venus, mutual reception by face with Mercury.
Jesus Christ. So,
yeah, it's pretty good for that moon there. Some things are probably pretty fortunate with what you're about to say.
Yeah, this is like a clearing out of emotions. So once again, whether you want to journal, whether you want to, boxing or going to the gym, like whatever way that helps you like relieve the stress, just doing that to get that energy out. Saturn's there as well, so it's structuring one's emotions, one's foundations, and showing that once it's okay to rest, but it's also okay to work. So being able to find a balance between that with Mercury in the 12th, and Venus there too. I'm really getting there's like a lot going on in the dreams right now for some of the collective. I could be having dreams or visions, but I would really say with Saturn ruling it too, pouring out, man, it's like be okay with the challenges and tests, right? And start finding ways to be able to relate to others, even though you may seem like there could be nothing relatable. There is something that we all can be able to relate and communicate with each other. And yeah, with that, I'm going to get to the next aspect, and we've got a lunar Neptunian conjunction. Yeah, where's my note? Oh. Right. So let's see what we got. Luna, Neptune, and the 2nd. This is in the house of values. Would you looking? Jupiter's got final say so over that. So
well dignified, at least by sign.
very much so. Let's see, where are you at? Spy ruler. Yeah, so Luna and Neptune in the second house value. So yeah, Neptune is still retrograde. So we know that this is an inner being, inner oneness here. So finding some new music. Pluto's on the conjunct the ascendant. Yeah. So this is finding new ways, new values, new worth that you're transforming. So this is, that's a powerful aspect there. So a transformation occurring, right? You know, an ending of a cycle, and a lot of collective could be realizing that a lot of the things that may have seemed repeated or just reoccurring is now being shifted to something new. There's an ending of cycles. There's an ending of just old things that didn't matter anymore. So now, you know, one could have felt tested, and now receiving those insight, that clarity as to why they were being tested. Jupiter's got the final say so. So, you know, just expanding upon one's belief and moving into the more faith rather than just believing here. There could also, you know, just be some past wounded pains that happened from earlier things. So really being able truly to just realize whatever that one had to do in the past was just what you had to do to get by, all right? But now you're able to see yourself from a new, clear, more clear perspective. You know, realizing that some thoughts aren't yours, realizing be able to see through the smoke and mirrors, and being, like I said, once again, being able just to let go of things that were just done, you know, that has no more matter. So maybe also finding ways to invest one's time and energy into some more healthier habits. Let's see, Saturn. Yeah, so making some change. Maybe somebody out there could be, you know, finally deciding to stand up for themselves or have their own back, or just being able to be secure in themselves and, you know, what they are and what they represent, and not letting the emotions or projections of others sway them from what they know to be true in their hearts. And with that, I will yield. And what we got next? We have a lunar Plutonian sextile. All right, so now coming from the conjunctions, and we know you had 3 squares and reflection here. So now able to just transform just different emotions upon from just today and the previous day too, with that lunar transit. Where's Pluto at? Pluto's in the 8th, so kind of like some accidental diggity there, right? You know, Pluto's a contemporary ruler of 4, Scorpio, right? 8th house energy there, still at the landing farming degree. So yeah. And like I was speaking on that first house, well, first of the moons, right? So planting those seeds to grow here. 8th and 10th is all about career, transforming the career, just one's lifetime long goals, or being able to expound upon a business probably with someone or their partner. Let's see, 10th to or go over on 11th. So no, still in the 10th. Wow, it's a deep 10th house there. Got part of fortune and Neptune. Yeah. Man, be open. Like I said, I was getting, because this is gonna be the energy for all December, is really being open to the foreign things. So let's say, for example, civics and jurisprudence. You might not have never heard of civics and jurisprudence, but he could be like, oh yeah, I like to do the whole law and order thing. And it's like, there's a whole nother realm to that, and being open to studying, like getting comfortable with studying or reading more. Right. Yeah, because this is inner growth here. So, being able to see the bigger vision, and then at the same time, getting the details. So I don't know, like a coach does a playbook, right? He has his vision that he sees for his playbook and his teams to run. But at the same time, you can have the vision, but you must have the details to, go with that, to lay that out. Just like the blueprint, to a domus, to a house before they build it. Right. Look at that. Gemini on the rise, 29 degrees, another critical degree. So yeah, the sunlight is going to be shined upon. Just how one is of service. So maybe this is a good time to drop those ideas or those creative projects, or just to reassess whatever kinks need to be done with that creative process, and really let that light be shined upon. Let those dreams, just put those dreams out into the world, and just watch how the beauty of the inner is when you put that into the outer, and how that's reflected back to you. With that, I will yield. What we got next? We have a Mercurian Neptune square. Well, okay, Brother Jack, I got 1-6 for you. Let's see. Can we make it two? Can we get 2 6 houses back to back for Brother Jag? Oh, was that it?
Was it?
Two
No,
back to back.
almost. No, it was almost, but that's such a fifth house.
Almost fifth house. I was gonna say I was gonna keep the hope alive for you, Brother Jag. Maybe next week.
Definitely a fifth house Mercury there. Absolutely.
So yeah, Mercury's in the fifth. We've got Neptune in the ninth.
Yep, definitely Neptune in the ninth. Correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses apart.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I know, right? The fifth.
Yeah.
All right.
Mercury and Neptune. Yeah, this is kind of like an actualization here. Actualization, realization, whatever you like to call it. About being real with oneself. So fifth house, we know that deals with expression, joy, entertainment. So we could be seeing, I don't do that whole celebrity idol worship fall, but we could really just be seeing some things pertaining to like the illusion of these so-called celebrity like relationships and all that. It's just like, a distraction. And then also really getting into like when we look at the reflection of 11 Venus, that everything on the internet isn't all that, right? Luna and Guru still in the ninth as well. This is more about kind of just taking the, call it, just the contents within one's own mind, right? Or one's siblings. And really being able to express that in a fashion that anyone can get, but also to enliven others. So with this Mercurian, Neptunian square, this opportunity to stimulate just the writing communications, the higher vibrations of love. We know that Neptune is higher octave of Venus, right? Venus right there in the fifth as well. So yeah, I'm curious to see who's gonna meet someone that's really gonna be able to assist them and to help them decipher between what's real and what's not, between the seen and the unseen. Yeah, somebody go run with your dog. I'm not sure whoever that needs to get out to, but go take a run or a jog with your dog there. Yeah, I'm going to yell for that as well. What we got next? We got Luna and Guru in a conjunction. Whew, man, I'm gonna start ahead of 7th. I'll take 6th house all day. All right, so we got looky, Luna and Jupiter in the 8th. It's very, very interesting. This is occurring at 2100 hours, 44 minutes, 11 seconds, 9:44 post meridian. So yeah, a lot of collective could be going to rest and recharge. So this is like read a book energy before you go to rest and recharge for the next day. And maybe like instead of scrolling on social media or just watching the television, and perhaps maybe just reading like an interesting article to you, or maybe listening to some sound frequencies, right? Like 432 hertz is a really good one to listen to before going to rest and recharge. Yeah. Jupiter is expanding the emotions, so one could be feeling like larger than life, or just truly feeling light of love, or you could be feeling extremely fatigued here. Because Luna, is getting around and making a lot of different aspects and energies. So definitely just resting, making notes of any inspiration or any new insights or downloads, as one would say. Taking the next step to expound upon just your higher and lower self. Just be more intimate with oneself, be able to love upon oneself more and be able to truly nurture. Let's see, 28 degrees. That's the lunar degree. So yeah, Cancer degree. So yeah, really be able to just looking to expound love, be able to express love more. And, it doesn't always have to be in forms of gifts. It could be words of wisdom. Or even just a kind compliment to someone. And finding inspiration in an old hobby that one may have been interested into while they were younger, but now they've got older and kind of fell out of it. But now somebody's probably going to see something, like skateboarding or like an old book or like a children's show, somewhere in that fashion, and really just having like a new sense of inspiration here. And with that, I will. I'm trying to get back to the calendar. All right, let's see. Yeah, and Luna will be void of course after this aspect, and that would be for we say hour 57 minutes. Yes, hour 57 minutes. So no major purchases or anything during that hour 57 minutes. Pretty sure we can, collective can hold out upon that, right? Hour 57 minutes. So, and then what was the next aspect for that? Was
Venus sextile Saturn.
Sextile Saturn. Hey, look, brother Jack, I got another 6th house.
Really? Oh wow, Saturn is in the 6th there. Looky, Astro Cookie.
All right, so yeah, Venus sextile Saturn. That's a lovely aspect there. Venus in the 5th, Saturn in the 6th. This is the growth opportunity here. Just to let that inner child out. Get back into that childlike spirit. just being able to enjoy things. Venus is transiting Sagittarius. Yeah. So yeah, finding joy and being optimistic and just what truly drives and fuels you to keep going. So Saturn is 6. So this is getting a health checkup here, or maybe even like changing like one's diet, maybe finally moving forward with the diet change. That one know will be beneficial, but still might not know the perks and kinks, of everything else with that. Yeah. And just having some fun here. Not policing oneself from having some fun. Mercury and Vertex 2 is there in the 5th. Being ruled by Guru's in the 8th. So, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4 houses away. Yeah, this is like it's just like trying to find words to put that in a context.
Somebody got a painting to hang up in their living room. About Venus being in the house 2nd to the 4th.
Yeah, this it's possibly like I want to say like someone's gonna be like changing hairdressers too, or yeah, somebody's getting like a new hairdresser, but it's gonna be foreign to them, but I think they'll be more beneficial with that energy. Luna's in the 8th too.
It's almost like you're predicting a haircut for someone that probably don't want to get their haircut. There's none of us. There's none of us. Just saying.
Indeed, yeah, it's like it's interesting. Sun's rolling the ascendant, yeah. So yeah. Or it's like a career expansion. Someone's about to get a raise or like some kind of opportunity there. Just look out for that. And with that, I will yield. Right, and what we got next? Luna ingress Aries.
Yes. Yeah.
To the Aries. Did I make it through with no 7 on a Thursday? Okay. Dang, man. Why'd I even say something, yo?
Why did you say something?
Why did I say something, Brother Jack?
Why did you say something?
How does it feel, Saya? Do you feel good? Yes. Yes.
I can tell you I ain't feeling like D'Angelo right now.
Yeah, I don't even feel like D'Angelo. You're hilarious. I'm definitely not. You're hilarious. I'm not feeling. Oh my God.
Wowzers.
Hey, yo.
It was fun. I was literally finishing my sentence and bro was pulling it up. I was like, yeah,
that's that Mercury and Leo, yo. You just...
Jesus.
Man.
God, yo.
Luna ingress Aries, guys, right?
I'm
in the 7th.
I'm just not talk. Let me mute my mic.
It's like that feisty, spicy energy for those that are in a companionship or with their loved ones. I feeling very moon's out of Pisces, so this is like kind of like hit the ground running energy, but I'm just feeling more of a energy just to really move forward, because I'm pretty sure during that whole Pisces transit, everyone's gonna feel pretty sleepy or dreamy, and it's kind of like when you like somebody nod off, hey, like I ain't sleep, yeah, folks, you sleep, and then they finally like wake up and ready to go. This is that kind of energy. So yeah, this is moving forward. So studying the contracts, now you can be able to look to move forward with the contracts. Mercury is ruling that, so make sure you're still checking as what they would call the fine print. Right, making sure you're not only looking over it, making sure that those you consult with look over it and read it, just double checking, triple checking behind yourself.
Hashtag make sure if you're going to date your boss that you guys really discuss all the ins and outs of dating. I'm going to tell you why I said that. The draconic moon is at 17 degrees roughly. Maybe even 16 degrees, 49 minutes in the 6th house, therefore being conjunct with the tropic Saturn. So just looking at that draconic moon being there, it's just like the emotions in the workplace overlapping the relation in the institution where people expand themselves. The 7th is second to the 6th. So it's the values to, servicing or maybe the work. And I just see someone, there's some office romance there. Office morance. No? Okay, I yield.
Office morance.
You should think twice about that.
Yeah, nobody wants to come to the copier machine seeing copied butt cheeks in the printed tray.
Think twice and think hard there, please.
Like, I think that's a labia. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I yield. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
just give me a buck. I yield.
Indeed, remember. Yeah.
Everyone has a weakness.
Yeah, spouse. I'm gonna get my way to the top. Yeah. Guys, yeah. Take heed as what my awesome bro, the living master, brother Hassan, is putting out there to you. And also, brother Jag giving you the sauce. So if you don't listen to them two, I don't know what to tell you. Besides, we told you so when somebody comes back to this video, oh my gosh, I didn't listen, but I heard you say something about the boss.
Uh-huh.
You think twice, darling, or sire. How about,
seriously,
don't be fooled by what is it? Looks. That's what it is.
Yes.
And realize we say much less than we actually can see. We're actually making these presentations be short for you guys. Because I'm telling you, if we gave you a full analysis, some of you guys would probably be thinking where they're watching you inside your house or something. And it's like, no, it's just astrology.
That's all. It's so funny. TJ the other day, he was like, astrology really the index, ain't it?
Motherfucking right. It's going to indicate exactly. You know what I mean?
The sincerity of the question was so funny though. Like it was...
Indeed. Shout out to T, man.
It's love.
It's love. All right. So you just let us know, brother Sean, and
I yield. I yield to brother Sauce, man. I'm gonna let him get his heavy holy day load going on,
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny too, because I thought I had Saturday. And Sunday. Yeah, it's funny.
No, you got the least. You got the least of it. Out of 12 testimonies between you and I, you got 3, and I got 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I deserved that today.
Which means, hold on, 12 plus 16 means we got a moon cycle's worth of transits, because that's 28 testimonies, basically.
Oh.
Yeah. Because Sean had 16, and between you and I, we got 12. Like, that's literally a month's worth of testimonies in 7 days. I yield, though.
It's all right. So this is the 2nd of December, 1442, Moor's calendar year. Christian calendar year would be 2022, right? So sun's at 10 degrees, Sagittarius, 17 minutes. Yeah, so with the sun being there, Venus being there, and Mercury all in Sag. With the sun specifically on this day, tomorrow, the holy Thursday, the holy day, from 2 days from today. This is really connecting to oneself in a very uncomfortable fashion, so to speak. But it's liberating. It's a sense of liberation, because it's acknowledging one's lower self, one's weaknesses, we can say, to work on those weaknesses, to correct oneself or one's weaknesses, to further build your character. That's pretty much this Sagittarius energy, this sun transcendent Sagittarius, tropically speaking. Very the goal is liberation, so to speak. However, it's important to not be stuck in illusions, so to speak. So that's why it's a little bit uncomfortable, But like I said, it's good though, because it's liberating. The end goal is liberation, and you'll get there with sincerity. That's for sure. So just stay on that path of sincerity. So moving on to the only testimony, the only aspect, to the sun and the moon. So the cosmic mother and the royal one, the shining light, so to speak, whatever you want to call it. It's happening at what, 1910, right?
Rectamundo.
Yeah. So what, sun's gonna be in what, like the 6th house?
Are we literally waiting on this computer? Pardon me.
We're waiting patiently.
What is happening here? All right.
The house. Yes. Got it. Yeah, so I'm in the 6th though. Look at that, brother Sean. 2 degrees. Ooh, 1 degree is over shy. So sun's in the 5th, accidental dignity. That's cool. And moon is in the 10th. Look at that. That's interesting. Cancer ruling. I mean, the moon ruling the chart. Moon in the 10th. Moon in Aries. Mars is in Gemini. Mars is in the 12th house. Oh man, this is it's liberating for sure. This is like successful. Okay, so you can we're identifying our place or part in one's manifested events. So whatever you're going through now, it's like you're realizing the part that you play pertaining to that to whatever experience. So specifically, this is some sort of uprooting. It's funny because Brother Sean, you were speaking of with the workplace and the boss, or just work in general. There's going to be, it's like something happening within the career or the workplace that's just like there's a certain cutoff, or there's something that's going to change your whole approach to what you're striving for, so to speak. Like you could be a nurse, I guess, right now or something like that, and it's like, you know what, I don't want to do this. I want to travel the world and write books. Literally, like, it's like, fuck it, living life on a whim. I mean, I wouldn't really recommend that. However, it's just that energy of like really being sporadic and not using that much logic. It's just being sort of compulsive, The moon is conjunct Chiron, so it's like identifying one's womb, and like I said, successfully identifying like one's part in like manifested events. So that womb, which comes from some sort of childhood situation or connection with mother, because mother is the creation of everything. So it's recognizing how maybe your actual mother and her wounds could pertain to certain wounds you had to work on and configure and change to further correct your character, again, the lower self thing. So moon conjunct Chiron, and then sun being in the 5th house is like the childhood is being highlighted, like how you were raised, the lies you may have been told as a child. You may be living those lies now that may have you in certain relationships that may not be beneficial for you. And then it could be the relationships that may be beneficial for you, you sabotage them, so to speak, or look to sabotage them. And there's a reconfiguration within that. So then if you're on the like other aspect of that, it's like your creative aspects and how you're just looking to help create or help someone closest to you create to get out of their like mental funk or self-doubt, or they could have been told certain things from their elders or their parents that they cling to that isn't helpful. So now it's like getting to the root of that cause and like removing it for, like I said, liberation. That's the goal. So that's pretty much the energy with that moon trine sun aspect. And I yield. Islam. That was that.
Let's see what's going on with this computer. Oh, there it is. Now it's doing what I expect. All righty. And this is the pod that I do that. And thank my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, for giving his very heavy testimony there for Sun trine Luna, right? Okay, I have 4 testimonies here, and I think my testimony is all going to take place in the 2nd and 3rd lunar mansions. I think the first 2, which I have sextiles to the termed malefics, Mars and Saturn. Alrighty, and however, I'm going to talk about this sunrise here, having at 11 degrees Sagittarius, 18 minutes. Looky, Astro Cookie. Right, so what we're doing here is really pouring out some information and knowledge that's really centered around. Give me 2 seconds here, just so I can double check to make sure we can be clear about where the sun is. We probably would be very wise in our travels. That's kind of where I'm going with that, because I know that the sun's ruling the 9th house, which deals with long distance travel, things of that nature. So if you're going to be out and about, make sure, even if you're doing biking, make sure the babies have on the necessary protection, at least a helmet, so that, if there's any accidents to wheeled machineries or wheeled apparatus, right? You will be able to be resilient and bounce back from that. In particular, what I'm actually speaking on is the fact that there may be some things brought center stage due to a little over silliness and not paying attention, therefore possibly bringing about an event where one needs to definitely make sure they're keeping their quote unquote eyes on the easements, right? Make sure you're paying attention in the direction that you're going. Make sure your vision is forward and focused, while also making sure with what you're doing with yourself is, just writing the beauty for yourself. How do you write beauty? Well, with that Mercury and Venus there in the 1st house, what you can do for yourself is really allow your thinking to be in harmony with things that will be very valuable, so that your heart will actually align with the way that you do things. So just pay extra close attention this sunrise for Saturday, 3rd December 2022, right? So moving right on, right? I have a Luna Martian sextile, right? So there's this growth opportunity between yourself and home, right? So technically, your first home is your body because the spirit finds its home in the soul, and the soul finds its home within the body. It's a nesting doll kind of situation, very babushka like. With that being said, however, if we see that we have here, Luna is clearly in Aries, alrighty, at 54. Is that correct? Am I looking at 17 degrees, 54 minutes in Aries? Muy interesante, right? And with Mars actually at 17 degrees, hey, look at that. I got a sixth house transit starting off 17 degrees, 54 minutes. In Gemini, however, retrograde, guys, what we're really seeing in the areas of life collectively between home and how you're upkeeping your home, those that are servicing your home, those that you service, and those that service you, is interesting too. No, I guess if we really think about the word service, then sixth house is kind of a finances house also, because it would take finance for you to be able to, or some type of exchange pertaining to energy, so you can be accommodated accordingly. So when it comes to your accommodations and things that are happening, you're going to find yourselves probably correcting those that serve you, or you being corrected by those that you serve, so that this will be a mistake that you'll never make again. That's Mars being retrograde in Gemini. However, with there will be something communicated, obviously, well communicated. With it's going to be a dignified presentation. It's going to actually seem nurturing. So there may be some woman that actually helps some young man out to make sure that the way that he goes about doing whatever it is that he does, I don't know. Maybe it's a mother speaking to a young man that that serves, maybe at a restaurant, or vice versa. Maybe it's a son communicating to some mother and how she's providing her service. What I'm actually overall seeing here, though, is definitely going to be communicative, very oratory, to the point where what might actually occur is a thought process in getting to know one another better. Because I think as this correction is made, there will be some room or influence pertaining to attraction, actually, especially with us just, not too long ago coming off of that Venus reflecting Mars energy. I think some residual in that, in the hospitality, there's going to be an exchange of mannerisms. So even if this is a son mother situation, the mother's going to be an older woman. I got in both cases, it's going to probably be an older woman situation where there's going to be, if it's a son making the correction himself, he's going to do it in a way where it's going to appear very charming to that moon energy, right? And this really allows the conversation to be emotions driven. So really allow the passion, right? Because 18 degrees is very close. 18 degrees Aries is dealing with passionateness, right? So, but the mental fertility is what's going to be the main attraction. How witty the conversation and going back and forth is between those two beings. And with that, collectively speaking, allow yourselves to just be able to be nurturing in your communications and making sure that you're mixing kindness with your reproofs. And with that, I yield the floor. We have Luna sextiling Saturn there, right? Looky, Astro Cookie. And this is taking place almost 4 hours later, just about, 3 hours and 55 minutes later. And we clearly see Luna there in the second, still in Aries, right? However, at about 20 degrees, which deals with abscesses, accidents, and electricity, guys, make sure you're not, doing something for shock value purposes, right? Electricity is shock, second house is value. So when it comes to your subconscious mind and you being very driven in saying what you feel or expressing what you feel, the shock value situation of it all may come off well, provided that there's humor really mixed in there. And seeing that Saturn is really in its joy in the 12th house, however, intercepted, however, ruling over the 12th house as well as the 11th house. Saturn is going to allow some wisdom to be really poured out. So here there is more. I'm starting to notice a little bit of a theme already. There's a bit of some things are going to be said that on this particular day, it'll be accepted, because people will be able to really see the wisdom that's being shared. A lot of people are going to be able to pull the essentials out of, the sudden wisdom that really improves the health of the relationship, which really allows a communication for, those involved to, the value will be poured from it, even though it's still going to come off a little shocking. It's going to be a little shock value conversation. However, the realism is going to allow the people to not take offense. It's going to be things that are going to be said and concepts presented that the response to most listeners or observers for that conversation, like, damn, I didn't even think of it like that. That's actually real. So that's kind of what I see actually occurring with that particular transit, where we have a lunar Saturnian sextile. With that, I yield the floor. We have a lunar Venusian trine here, and I think this is taking place in the third lunar mansion. You guys can acquire all good things here. The second lunar mansion is just best to, make sure you're planting and recording your journeys accordingly. So I say just be very careful, allow yourself to reunify with those first two transits, which is what I'm seeing taking place, a reunification, and using a little bit of quote unquote realism mixed with humor, mixing kindness with reproof. Third lunar mansion, however, is really good for acquisition pertaining to all things, and just Luna being in harmony with Venus. In other words, your home is having some harmonious energy when it comes to your relationship values or how you actually possess interacting with others. All righty. So we see Luna clearly here in the 12th house, still in Aries, right? However, at 22 degrees. And so I think this is a moment where the harmony is going to be brought upon via music. So there's a means for you to allow, you may be playing some music, or you may find someone that you guys actually enjoy the same kind of music. You just didn't know it because maybe the way one another looks, you would have never known, oh, hey, I didn't know this dope boy looking guy and this librarian looking girl both really like Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag. Like, yo, that's my jam. Like, really? You like Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag? Yeah, okay. Because I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. And that right there will allow really, it's interesting because Venus, if I'm not mistaken here, is literally having some accidental dignity in the 7th. However, in Sagittarius, which is very interesting, because then we're looking at Venus being 3 houses from a sign that it rules as far as Libra is concerned. However, it is definitely about because it's ruling the ascendant. It's 8 houses actually from the sign that it rules when it comes to Taurus. So guys, I really just think that there's going to be some hidden values. Like I said, this is where you find probably the quote unquote beauty and beast coming together, and no one really expects them to be a couple. Quote unquote, the librarian and the street being. What if the guy's a librarian and she's a woman who's just been a hustler on the streets? I think that's kind of what I'm seeing. What's interesting about that, though, there's a balancing and an equalization that's going to occur, provided that these transits are happening 6 houses apart, roughly. So 6th house to the 7th is clearly the 12th, where we can be able to really allow ourselves to isolate the direction in which we're going to go. Really allow that sudden change in the values of how we relate to one another. And I think that this is also a transit, just collectively speaking, people are going to give other beings a chance that they normally wouldn't, quote unquote, be attracted to physically. However, actually recognizing that they are so compatible on other levels. So shout out to all of you that are going to schedule your Synastry mirror sessions. So we encourage you guys, go to 7HealStar.com, sign up for our email list. Alrighty, so you can check that out. You know what else would be really great here too, to bring this together, because we can look at the health pertaining to the relationship. So you guys want to add a little more to that. You thought it was a song or something, or the sweet music that's being played there. However, what may also occur is a means for you guys to get on the same health kick. So this is where I'll say, guys, go and get your CMOS, alrighty, that Moorish CMOS from Brother Corey, right? Brother Corey Bay at One Heart Supplements. You guys can go and DM the One Heart Supplements Instagram there, right? And what I actually see here, what may actually occur is might also, if it's not the dope boy and the librarian, it's more of the musician and the soldier, right? Someone from the military, possibly. So or this could be, a couple that was in a part of a so-called military band, or maybe it's a band, they work together, but they have a militant name for their group. That's kind of what I see here, guys. So with this Luna Venusian trine here, we're going to really allow ourselves to secure the harmony in isolating oneself, however, making sudden changes towards, opposite of our comfort zone, so that we can really allow the way that we relate to really shine the light actually on some things that we may have not evaluated that's really best for us, may seem a little foreign in how we're interacting with others. However, is actually that which we need for healthy spiritual development. And with that, I yield the floor. My last one here, having at approximately 2,200 hours, 53 minutes, we have a lunar trine Mercury here, right? So a lunar mercurial trine here, right? Is another. I have like 4 like benefics here, 2 sextiles, 2 trines, right? So just really some growth and opportunity and some harmony here. So we can clearly see that Luna is in the 9th house. Looky, Astro Cookie. So you're really allowing your subconscious mind and self to really go on some imaginary venture. You may be reading books and things that may have been published, especially dealing with astrology. However, you may have been a part of a people that allowed you to kind of hide what it is that you really value when it came to occult knowledge and occult information. However, all good things can be acquired here. All righty, you can really acquire these great things that you need. Because what you can do is really allow yourself to no longer be, held captive, provided you can experiment appropriately and hunt out the appropriate things. 9th house does deal with hunting also. So what you can really allow yourselves to do with being an aspect to Mercury, that is, and Mercury is clearly in the 4th house. All righty. Very interesting that is to really see, even though Mercury's in a sign that it said it's not going to do the best, what can actually be written here and really seen as being drawn out is a means for someone to really, you might want to write a letter. If there's someone special in your life and you want to say something and communicate it appropriately, you may just want to write that letter. Do not allow yourself to be stiff with emotions. Allow your nerves to kind of wear out, all right? And that's what I actually see happening here. People may feel a certain level of exhaustion and may only find that that exhaustion is only relieved when they actually allow themselves to do some form of study or really allow themselves to go full-fledged with maybe you want to knit baby booties. However, you've always been in a motorcycle club. So you don't want people in your motorcycle club calling you a nanny or something, or oh, look this nanny and their sewing kit. You got your crochet needles there, biker nanny or something. However, you really don't care at this point in time, because you really realize if you're not making yourself happy and doing exactly what it is that you want to do, you're really going to run your nerves in a way where you're just going to overwork yourself and probably find yourself resting and recharging only due to the fact that because you exerted a certain level of thought energy that really allowed you to give up before you even tried. So with that, I yield the floor to myself because I have to do Sunday. So with that being said, let's move right along. Have sunrise for the 4th, right? And sunrise on the 4th, actually, it's interesting because now I have 2 squares before this one ingress. Alrighty. However, sunrise is at 0700 hours and 15 minutes from near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. And we have a solar lunar conjunction. Military degree is 22 degrees Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. Go back and check that because I know I mentioned it. Is that where the sun is? Is it at 22 degrees? We'll see in a moment once the computer decides it wants to display its screen. All right. 22 degrees is a military degree. Russell Hog now would be clearly at probably about 23 degrees even, right? Which just lets me know that the sun is, it's 12 degrees. Okay, it's not 22, it's 12. So again, and I do remember just saying just the day before, it's accidents the will of vehicles, guys. So with this being said, still allow yourselves to really be very strong in being aware of your surroundings. All right. Do not allow the children to throw your mindset off. Any arguments happening with children. Again, we're not doom and gloom astrologers. I'm just going with the energy that's flowing from my mind here at this moment. Please don't drink. All righty, guys. I mean, those of you that may find yourselves allowing yourselves to maybe imbibe early, maybe you want to take this moment to really fast, allow yourselves to detox. Alrighty, so that when you go on within your travels, you'll actually allow something to happen within your subconscious mind and your heart, actually, that will really be very, very fortunate and creative in ways that what you'll do in your travels, even if it's just you daydreaming, which is another form of travel, or you reading and you're seeing the images from the book read. What you can do now is allow yourself to learn the lesson from observation instead of being the example to be observed and learned from. With that, I yield the floor. I have my first testimony actually for 46 minutes after midnight, where Luna is going to make its last aspect before going void of course for 5 hours and 52 minutes. So if you're up between 12:46 ante-meridian Eastern and 6:38 ante-meridian Eastern, that's the range pertaining to dimension cycles, which we call time. That you don't want to, you don't want to make any major transactions or anything like that. However, a moon void of course is buyer's remorse collectively. You must schedule your mirror AstroLiteracy session, and we can actually see and check out, and you'll learn how to see, even if it's void of moon, void of moon, right? Void of course, actually, pardon me. What you'll actually see is like, okay, hey, it's not actually bothering me in this area of life where it's happening for me personally because I'm having this particular aspect happening. However, collectively speaking, overall, this wouldn't be a means to collectively make large transactions. However, 100 hours, 46 minutes and 2 seconds. We have Luna squaring Pluto. Okay, so Luna is clearly there. No worries, do your thing. I'll be patient. I almost hit the enter button too. I ain't gonna even BS you, bro. I stopped myself. I literally had to say to myself, don't press enter. But it's all to the gizzards. You got it? Yeah, you already. So with that being said, guys, just off the fact that we see in a Luna square Pluto, just off of that energy alone, home stimulating transformations, right? So you guys can really allow your subconscious mind to really stimulate a transformation that is very viable. Alrighty, some may be seeking to really do some gardening inside their home, really considering it, really testing it out. Hey, I want to be able to grow things in my home, so they may actually be allowing themselves to go about doing so. Alrighty. So even with that being said, we're really looking at about 26 degrees. Pretty sure where Aries is. And we know that land and farming is about where Pluto is. So what you can actually do is allow yourself to, take a break, actually. Allow yourself to really take a break from all of the harshness one can do to their lungs. If you're smoking cigarettes in particular, it's probably be a good time to quit. tuberculosis of the lungs is 26 degrees Aries. However, very close to 27 degrees, which is dealing with the tenacity pertaining to purpose. So you guys can be really focused on here. And also, it deals with hair here. All right. If Mars was at that degree, 27 degrees Aries, 9 times out of 10, say somebody was manifested during a time where Mars was at 27 degrees Aries, they would be born with red hair. All right. Or you may come across some type of redhead situation. When we get these testimonies, guys, these are things that you could actually deal with yourself, actually observe via your favorite streaming application, and you're observing a motion picture. You can read a book or observe something on social media. And even though it may not be happening directly to you, you are still witnessing it. So that's why it's always good to make sure you're aware. Are you aware of your surroundings, particularly, especially because the astrology is happening at all times, not just when we are giving testimony. And again, we're speaking about days that are to come that aren't here yet. However, you can always go and look at our presentation from the 24th to the 30th November, so you can actually see what's actually happening right now. And if we said something last Wednesday about today, and we're actually acting that out, so to speak, or being that energy instead of saying acting. All righty. However, again, this is a lunar Plutonian square here. Pluto is clearly there, riding the 5th house cusp, however, from the 4th. All righty. And Luna is actually in the 8th. So we're really looking to kind of come to the end of something. That's why I said you guys might want to, quit your smoking, really allow yourself to make a purpose for it. I feel like somebody needs to probably allow themselves to get their hair done, allow themselves to beautify and really transform the way that they are really looking at themselves, really be creative in how you are really securing, that which allows you to reproduce, whether it is physically reproducing or psychologically reproducing or socially reproducing. Really allow the communication to be very strong. Do not run your nerves ragged. Just keep it very simple and basic in your conversation. Therefore, you will creatively secure the values from relating with others. So you don't have to really expand upon too much the wounded healing that will take place in when you're relating. However, your subconscious mind will be very fortunate to move outside of its comfort zone so that the necessary sudden changes can be made, so that, let's say, you've been expecting to quit smoking for some years now. This would be the time to really allow yourself to cold turkey without really too much of an issue, because you could possibly, if need be, allow yourself to take some herbs, take herbal teas, find out what different herbal teas are there. My beloved Mother Mistress Consort uses the Goddess Collection, and I stand by that because I am a consumer of the herbals from Goddess Collection. So shout out to Crystal there. All righty. So with that being said, guys, really allow yourselves to be tenacious and be firm in your decision making. No backsliding here. Jesus. Okay, and with that, I yield the floor. My next testimony, I have a square actually between two planets that are different octaves of one another. Look at that, Venus and Neptune. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. Neptune is the higher octave pertaining to Venus. And there's a stimulation between related values and spiritual wisdom and isolation. So here, what we're actually taking on, if I'm not mistaken, of course, we have a Venus that is obviously, clearly, if I'm not mistaken, still transiting Sagittarius. All right. And Neptune, of course, is in Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces at 27 degrees. That's the whole funny part about this. So it's nearly squaring its exaltation point while being 90 degrees to Neptune. So this is where, you really find when you really looking for those values in isolating oneself, what can really be seen here, hey, look, that 3 and 6 energy, guys. So you really got to allow yourselves to really communicate what is necessary for you to have at your home, right? So say you want to have at your home a means to have a foot rub. Okay, that's great. Then make sure that you are sincerely communicating that what it is that you want to have. Maybe you want your loved one, or maybe it's someone that you've been crushing on. And maybe you guys have allowed yourselves to, expand the institution pertaining to being around one another. So there's some means of, probably massages, foot rubs, things of that nature off of the initial meeting or initial time being around each other. Is maybe brand new, but communication goes a very long way. So allow not the wounded healing to, really allow itself to take hold, because it's setting there. Allow not the wounded healing to set in how you are servicing one another, because you can expand that institution in which you guys are looking to have. So it can be very comfy and have a home away from home type energy when dealing with one another, so that you can really shine some light on the values that are communicated. So things aren't seemingly that foreign. However, if you all come from different cultures, usually washing feet is a very universal care, all right, in breaking the ice for a great conversation to actually occur without holdbacks, without inhibitions. All righty. So really allow yourself to really bring the beauty out in how you're going to really communicate. Getting over the obstacle of how the institution pertaining to, how it will work out for one another, servicing one another. In other words, being there, not just emotionally, which is obvious because that's the meetup. However, now thinking about the physical and making plans about, okay, well, I got to work on these days and then I can be here, because that's what that energy is. So the values in relating are really stimulating the institution that is being sought to take place. And with that, I yield the floor. Of course, after this 5-hour and 52-minute void of course, where after Luna makes its last aspect of Pluto, it's ingressing its exaltation sign Taurus. Looky, Astro cookie. So when Luna actually ingresses Taurus here, it'll still be transiting the third lunar mansion. Of course, acquisition pertaining to all good things, right? It's very good to, for those of you that may be into, transacting for animals, that'll be great. Might not want to travel by sea here at all. However, it's really good if you want to go about thinking about hunting. I mean, I'm not for you guys killing the animals. However, you may be on the hunt for something else, a hunt for something that doesn't harm life. Be very, successful at that. The alchemical works, and just overall be an angel, doing good. The third lunar mansion is for doing good works. You can be very altruistic. You can really find some beings to help out. And at the same time, you doing that, I'm not saying just do something so you can get something out of it. When Luna is transiting this particular mansion, you're going to acquire, the things that you want. Anything that's a good thing to acquire, you're going to acquire it. However, make sure the acquisition in which you are soon to be trustee over, because, for you, all acquisitions are basically a form of deed of trust, so to speak. So really allow yourself to be a good steward. If someone wants to give their heart to you, be very good, because the alchemical works that's taking place there is the chemistry pertaining to the attraction in one another, right? So, however, it's not good to be unequal nor consider merging at this moment or planting. All you want to do is just acquire those things that are necessary. And then eventually what you'll be able to do is set things in order once the moon ingresses the fourth lunar mansion. So with Luna, hold on. Did we even get to that? Oh, we didn't do a Luna into Taurus situation, did we? We didn't really get there. I can though. Oh, okay, you got it. I yield. Because it's obvious that we just move. It probably, however, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I think that moon's going to be in the 6th house. But let's see. Yeah, I really got it being in the 6th house. If not the 5th. Just wanted to give you guys a peek. I was right. It's the 5th. Okay, looky, Astro Cookie. So when Luna ingresses Taurus, all right, so you're really allowing those some creative home values here, guys. Like the children are really going to be able to take hold of the nurturing that you pour out to them. All right, so be very nurturing. Really make sure that you're being lighthearted and beautiful and refined in that which you give the children. I think here a lot of people, especially at the time that this is happening, you may find yourselves cooking or making something for your little ones. It's really that simple. You probably find yourself making some type of fine food of some sort, a little different from than what you normally would provide for breaking the fast, for the youth. And what you'll actually see is what you do here is going to break you out of your comfort zone of normally eating some things other ways that may not have been healthy. So you may allow yourself to give a healthy choice and decision that'll move you even further forward in taking care of your entire, loved one's unit, where you have domus and rest your head. All right. So with that being said, really allow yourself to just secure the values creatively, right? Be creative in how you're caring for one another. And with that, I want to yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay with the sauce. Make sure I hit that button once. All right, it should be at the 5th December 2022 for a sunrise at 0700 hours and 16 minutes. Let's make sure that's what it is. Interesting. I'm going to restart this because you guys know I was doing printing with this computer here and the literature. So guys, get your Starseeds AstroLiteracy sets also. I have 3 of them fresh off, hot off the presses. Whatever, guys, you can go and get your orders in while we're waiting on a few more materials here, waiting on a staple so I can staple your book spines accordingly. However, we have 3 AstroLiteracy sets here, so guys, don't order all at once. I'm kidding. Yes, please order all at once, because then even those that we don't have here, I'll make sure I do some more. You guys know we do our own publishing by our own hands. We have our own softwares that we type in, and then we do our own publishing ourselves. All righty, we make sure we're doing our own printing, our own stapling, things of that nature, and then making sure you have it. All righty, without us having to get a Amazon book deal. I don't do well with record deals. All right, I like to have all energy exchanged appropriately for that which we're really good at. All right, not looking to share with anyone outside of my Moorish loved ones, just to be honest with you. So with that being said, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we're well pleased, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay with the sauce. Islam. I'm still on the 4th. I just looked at that as I was just going around the 12. Shaman. Because those transits were before sunrise. So when I go and hit sun and ascendant conjunction, went right back to the sunrise I started out with the 4th. Too cool to be embarrassed. Building it while we're flying it. 13 degrees, 20 minutes. There we go, Robo. That's a nakshatra's work, right?
Yes, literally. Purva Shada. Purva Shada. So, with the sun being at 13 degrees, Sagittarius 20 minutes, which is exactly the Purva Shada nakshatra. This is just a sense of new reality, new possibility, so to speak. This is just a sense of refreshment in multiple facets, and you know, how you deal with it and what you're dealing with pertains to those possibilities. So just be mindful to starting things freshly and stuff, starting things anew. And like I said earlier, acknowledging one's self, you know, lower self and higher self, and what that consists of, so to speak. So moving on, the moon is going to conjunct Uranus. So this is a sense of nourishment, or looking for nourishment naturally, specifically since they're both in Taurus. And that's pertaining to the earth and connecting to nature. So this is you know, that sense of transcendence, honoring nature's laws, and seeing the importance and the divinity in the laws of nature, so to speak, how it operates. It's taking the things that seemed otherworldly, it's now just becoming more concrete, so to speak, right? What's this happening at 12:38?
Yes.
So it's like a 12,
approximately.
10th house, 9th house.
Man, this thing wasn't this early. All right, I'll be patient. There we go.
In the second house.
It's long.
All right. Oh, yeah, it's midnight. Yeah, so this is just this could be very, like I said, transcending and unsettling, depending on, you know, like I said, perspective and experience and situation. However, like I said, yielding to the divinity is the best bet. Connecting to nature's laws and the formality of that, it's important to not get stuck in illusions again, in a sense of again, the lies that we have been told, or the lies that we have told ourselves, or lies that we have been told throughout time. You know, so at Venus, you know, being in the 10th house, ruling the second, it's like it's imperative to live your life for you rather than, you know, again, how someone told you should be living, or what someone else think is best for you, and that doesn't resonate with your soul. As long as it resonates with you, that's key. If it doesn't, then, you know, it's move on, so to speak. That's just that energy. So the mind is really just activated on reflecting on nature and how that acts. What's the impulse of that? So yeah, it's this urge to investigate, so to speak. And this is also this is very sensual pleasures. So, you know, just find that balance within your sensual urge, so to speak, and also like the urge to like investigate, you know, that may be the best bet to just study whatever you've been studying and dive deep into that for some sort of liberation, aha moment, so to speak. So yeah, moving on. The moon's going to square Saturn, and that's just basically the refraining from the overindulgence of either pleasure, so to speak, finding that balance so you don't spoil one or the other. Oh man. Yeah, so this is just that thrive for liberation. Like, where the question is, the moon squares Saturn is like, where do you find liberation? Saturn's in Aquarius, moon is in Taurus, so that's pertaining to group dynamics, who you relate with, who you work with on a day to day, and the moon's in Taurus, and that's pertaining to what sustains you and what you value, what brings you a sense of pleasure, so to speak, right? So this square is basically the point to, right, like I said, find balance in it. So you won't be dealing with something that you'd rather not deal with in times to come. Specifically, like just moving too fast. Let's just put it like that. You just be mindful on how you move within your studies, within the your emotional compulsive feelings at the time. It's best to really just more so communicate how you feel, because there could be a lot of tension, and miscommunication. Mars is in Gemini, trining that Saturn, but that Saturn is going to bring some sort of discipline. So if there's no discipline or no foundation to what's being communicated, it's going to instantly go to quarrel or some sort of argument and debate, and basically what was. So just like I said, refrain from your compulsions, and use that energy wisely rather than to put yourself again in the place you would rather not be, so to speak.
I'm really sitting here looking at this screen in amazement, just a little bit.
The glitch.
I am really amazed, because it's like, all right, what more do I have to take off for this computer? I mean, I already know what it is. You know what I mean? As far as alleviating it so the processing can happen. Like you already know, to run the software, you damn need a gaming computer anyway. So I've been doing a Cinderella with this stuff anyway, Frankenstein and Cinderella sort of kind of, hey, look, it actually got itself together. Well, brother, the sauce is already through most of giving the sauce, however.
Yeah, and look,
10th house, bro.
Yeah, and that's exactly that. It's pertaining to who you relate with and who you work with and who you thought, like I was saying earlier, with the self-sabotaging or sabotaging relationships that are actually beneficial for you, for relationships that are actually quarrelsome to you because of some sort of how something seems, or some sort of status that they hold that you deem to be royal or paramount. And that's just, it's just like, be mindful, because like I said, you don't want to be in a situation you don't want to be in based off of your lack of judgment, your false judgment, or misjudging the wrong energies based off of what we'll just call it a lack of clarity, so to speak, or intuition is just a little bit off, so to speak. Or you may just be holding on to something that may not serve you any longer, like a thought. So then that thought hinders, the present moment and then times to come. So, just be mindful on overindulging and refrain from that in multiple ways. Yeah.
Indeed. I want to say shout out to Yaya, Mother Carmisha, and Katrina for interacting in the chat. Shout out to you all there.
Islam.
Oh, you're good. Okay, and the sauce is moving forward to Brother Sean Alim L. And I will continue to share this out. Brother Braveheart, it's on you. Well, not you, more like ye. It's on ye.
It's on you.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Where's sign at? 14 degrees out there.
14.
Degree of dumbness and indecision. Alrighty, we got sunrise 4. We're on Tuesday, on the Mars day. Sun at 14 degrees Sagittarius. So dumbness and indecision. So, just finding means to just be decisive, moving forward towards what you want to do. What's that saying they always used to say, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Watch out there now. No, that's not how it's supposed to be.
Watch out there. First aspect, we got a lunar Neptunian sextile. So we have some growth between our feelings and our emotions and just the beauties of life and love.
Indeed. Is my bro still there?
Bro, Jag, Mercury Hermano.
Let's see.
Brother Astro Sauce gets that together.
All right, he got it. He actually got it. You guys know I'm still sharing out over here. Let's see. Look at that. So go and restart the computer. Mid-session? Why not? Well, I guess we could take this moment and just let you guys know. You can go to 7HealStar.com. Sign up for our email list. Make sure you get your hands on a mental magician report from Brother Sean email. You can sign up for a Mirror AstroLiteracy session, the Jaguar Solar AstroLiteracy session from Brother Terrell Smarty Bay, as well as all of us are actually qualified to, more than qualified, actually. Exemplified in our qualification, so to speak.
And follow Jaguar, got the sauce and the soul. Got the sauce. I don't know, Facebook.
Yeah, man, I'm just really looking at how this is going. I'm thinking like, man, I got a whole bunch of things like closed out and things like that, but it's like when the computer's doing this, it's like, yo, reset me. And it's like, it could. It really could. It's like I'm looking to see like what else at the bottom is open. I don't think anything else is open except that OBS and Zoom. So But OBS does keep asking me to update it. So it's like, okay, OBS, I'll update you. But this is clearly processing, right? As far as the process is concerned, but which gives us just more than enough opportunity to just really
we can use, I can screen share and I can use my
yeah, well, I'll go to do a reset. That's fine with me. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
So that way it gives Brother Sean time to rev up for these 6 transits he's about to go in on. Right? So give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, we got, Lunas and Tauros, Neptunes, and we can do it like this, so I ain't got to see if I got 7th house or not.
You're hilarious. It's all good, man. I'm about to troubleshoot this thing with the quickness. So do your thing, man. Brother Jag's gonna do his screen.
Do your thing, Brother Jag.
I know he's got that solar fire, right? So oh wow, did it actually stop doing what it's doing? Doesn't matter. We're gonna exit out of it anyway. Let's hit cancel. And I'm going to reset this computer on the fly while we go from one professional software to another. Because all this is just processing. It's like I'm trying to process. I'm trying to process. Excelente.
Is it there?
It looks like it's there to me. It looks like I'm seeing the Hellenistic table, right? And that is what I am looking at.
I got your Mercury square Jupiter there.
And this is transits, even though, and it's still technically Eastern, so we can keep that. We can keep the Cleveland, even though we know it will be a little different in the ascendant. We know that our calendars cast from here, Baltimore Corporation, now State Republic, but it's still Eastern fairly. I think that's fair to say, unless you want to change, and you can, unless you want to change the location, just to see. I mean, how much of a difference would it really be, though? About 6-7 degrees or something like that. Right? Oh wow. Basically, roughly. Okay. Excelente.
6th house.
No.
Let me actually this meeting.
So let's see. Looks like Luna's in the 8th, Neptune in the 6th.
Oh, you didn't do the Neptune one yet. My fault. I did.
That's good, bro. I can go off this.
I pulled up your Mercury square. I can do it. Hold on. I got you.
Yeah, what you got? First one, Luna and Neptune sextile.
There's Luna and Neptune sextile.
So yeah, Moon in the 8th, Neptune in the 6th. It's in a sextile. So we got Taurus and Pisces. Yeah, this is like investing in what brings you stability and comfort, but not in a sense of fashion to kind of keep you stuck, but in order to better yourself. So like let's say like someone how can I put that? Service, yeah, because you want to be a service to yourself to transform yourself. So before we can transform others, we have to be of service to ourselves. So Neptune there in Pisces retrograde is like looking within, but for those that don't want to look within, it's gonna to them seem like it's coming from the outer. So what ways are you not of service to yourself? What ways can you have better health to yourself? What comforts are not bringing you that next level up that you're looking for, or the results that you're looking for things? All right, and Venus and Jupiter's ruling more itself. Venus got rule over Taurus. We know that Luna is exalted in Taurus. So where you at, Venus, baby? There you go, right down the 3rd. So Venus ruling the 8th from the 3rd. So yeah, this is kind of like really doing like an internal, external cleanse, right? Moon in Taurus, so maybe even starting back that workout routine one might have fell away from, because Brother Jag just gave you the sauce on Luna and Uranus. So he said having that breakthrough here. So that's still going on in the eighth. So it's things being clear on just what your next step is, right? For your next journey, for your next destination could be coming up. Jupiter's there in the sixth as well. So it's all about taking what information we have and be able to put that out for others to expand themselves with our stories of how we expanded. And Libra's on the rise too. So finding the beauty and finding the beauty in being yourself, right? And accepting yourself, no matter what others have to say, because we're all unique in our own way. And some others, might follow the herd, like, oh, you should follow us and do us. And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna just stand on my own and do me. I mean, because if 199 people jump off a bridge, you're gonna be the next big dummy to jump off of it. So Luna, sextile, Neptune, just getting comfortable and looking to expand ourselves and just what brings us comfort and peace, but in ways to better ourselves so that we can have this breakthrough to expand the service and the health and the habits that contribute and not take away. And with that, I'll yield. Bro said next we have, where my phone go? Mercury, Jupiter square.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, sweet. Let me go back down here.
And I'm almost ready too. I'm gonna bring up the Mercury Jupiter square, which y'all continue doing what you're doing. Get everything together.
All right, Mercury in the third, Jupiter. Well, looks like he barely in that six, just barely. Yeah, just barely in that six. So 3 and 6, 4 houses apart. They are making a square. So Mercury and Jupiter. This is an opportunity to I want to say this, to speak your piece, be your piece. I'm also getting at somebody could be really as they would say, being the bigger person to teach their siblings some things here, or the young ones, or it could even be the younger siblings teaching the older ones, but just being able to relate just to the just to that optimistic, that faith energy, this ain't just a good aspect here. Mercury, they both at 29 degrees, so these are both sun degrees. So this is the light being shined. What way is blocking you from expressing your light? Or what are beings outside of you trying to block your light? What ways that you are kind of dimming yourself when it comes to that? Because Jupiter's all about expansion. He wants to expand everything. So when you take the first principle of the 5, love, then you'll be able to get into the truth. But not loving yourself first, you won't get the truth. You'll get half truths. So and then both Jupiter's Herian rule, which is so beautiful. Sag and Pisces. So it's just expansion, it's visionary. So for some, you could be ready to really go into that tunnel vision. Libra's on the rise too, so it's about beauty. So finding balance between being quiet and speaking, listening and talking, taking action and not taking action, when to observe and when to move, finding that balance between all those different things. And like I said, still letting go, Chiron's there, letting go of the hurt and the guilt. And then you just pass pain. Yeah, 7, 8. So really being able to break past your own limitations. Because it just could be in your head, right? Mercury's communications mindset. So really just breathing and moving your body and stretching. So, doing the yoga with Brother Corey or learning the different poses on your own, really be able to stretch and just move and get it all out. Or, even get a Reiki session to even, clear the energy out as well. Doing the physical and the breath work for the seen and unseen. With that, I will yield. What we got next? Moon trine Pluto. Yeah, Pluto.
I think I might be ready. I might be ready.
I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, man, this look good. I gotta get me a Windows, bro. For real. I like that solar fire look.
Yeah,
or
solar
figure out how
fire.
to do this Apple. I know we tried for the longest, bro. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, no, right.
This I'm gonna just stick with the Mac for now. So give me a Windows.
Yikes.
So I can be like Brother Jag, had that sauce. I got that juice and that sauce like Brother Jag.
Yeah, the thing is just that solar fire isn't as graphics demanding as Sirius. So that's it. But they all, to me, do the same thing once you got it. It's just that, yeah, solar fire is less graphics dependent, so to speak, I would say. So
Indeed.
Or graphics thirsty. Definitely. However, like I said, once I had closed OBS, then Sirius was like, I'm fine. It's like,
I'm good now.
Screen sharing issue. Okay.
I'm good now.
Yeah, I know, right? So we have a trine between Pluto and Luna, correct? That's what we're doing next here?
Yes.
What we got going on here? All righty, so let me hit the next button and let's see if we're all the way good. Let's see what happens here. Should be one move and done. Let's trust that that's what happens.
Luna, pardon me, I gotta get up in the screen. Luna's and looks like Mars terms. Interesting. Pluto looks like Saturn terms.
Did I just do that? This is very interesting. What is Zoom telling me here?
Interesting. Luna's in
Literally, what are you telling me?
Pluto's in the first.
Okay, I guess we're good. I guess we're all the way good. Let's see how that goes. I'll give you a remote control, right, bro?
And then we switching back to Sirius, or we sticking with the solar fire here?
Let's see. Okay, I did get control. What are we seeing? It doesn't matter, either one.
All right, I can just finish this one then. The Luna, trine Pluto. Yeah. Man, I know this kind of stick with me, but for beings out there in the collective, maybe a move coming, right? This is all Earth energy, so this is foundation within ourselves. Luna's in Taurus. Let's see. I'm curious as to. I think what that 26 degrees is. Fortune by marriage. Yeah, we went over that before. And fortune by marriage. Pluto 26 degrees is landing farming. So I'm getting some things out there, maybe coming across some land, possibly inheritance, or as they would say, maybe transacting for that, to get that, and maybe want to start a farm, have their own space, land, growing their own food, and really transitioning Pluto out of the old cycles of comfortability and just doing the norm, Moon and Taurus, so they can really bring that nurture themselves and just that security and stability of being able to go through the cycles of planting one's seeds and watering his own cycle. And then they'll realize that the same way they do the land and farming is how we do that in our everyday life. All right. When it comes to nourishing ourselves with food, with water, with things that bring joy, with creativity. Pluto's in the first. So yeah, this is definitely an ending of a cycle. So this is harmonious energy to move past a cycle. So moving forward, let's see, what is that on the rise? Capricorn on the rise too. So Saturn's in the first, yeah. Interesting. You got Pluto and Saturn the first, moons and Mars turn. So Mars. So yeah, this is really either reflecting and just actually going to look at different places, or possibly looking to go travel to see where you would like to move, investing in self, right? So whatever could bring you better things, or possibly buying like a new couches and furniture, or just really things that just beautify the home. So like getting like a deck, or just various things, like whatever you feel that will beautify your home, and just in whatever terms that you like. So maybe getting some rugs or carpet, whatever brings that security and beauty. And just knowing that anything that we transact for will come back to us. Yeah, and finally, so yeah, Capricorn and Taurus. So so yeah, this is very earthly energy for my soul, but it's very waterly energy that will be acting out here on Midgard. So yeah, be charitable. So maybe someone could be giving out a bunch of stuff, like clothes, furniture, old books, or that thing, so they can make room for the new. And with that, I will yield. And I don't know if you're going back to you, bro, or whatever.
Yeah, I have the Luna sextile Jupiter up. So Jag, if you can relieve, I think we're good. And I gave you the remote control too, because when I switched from this also, I was like seeing how long it took, and it just did one click. So I think it was the reset that did it. However, we'll see. So now we're at Luna Lunar Jupiterian sextile. I yield to you, bro. It's fine.
All right, so now Luna, woo, at the 29 degrees right there. Yeah, favored by fortune. Also like the degree of fate there. So Jupiter's at 12. The 12th house. Yeah, so this is back to values, and yeah, Jupiter's like universal law with talking about Pisces. So yeah, expound upon what you have bought. So if you have purchased those books, or just whatever that's good for you, you really be putting those to use. So this is like, oh yeah, wow, I bought these a while ago, and now it's like, I forgot all about that. Let me indulge in that. So really reconnecting with things bought, reconnect with past pain, filling it out here. So that now you can take any past pains or hurts as they would say, like nuggets, as gems, or as a lesson, so that now you can express that to others. So it's like, yeah, man, I got played, but you know what? I learned that lesson. It won't happen again. Now I'm not holding on to that. Jupiter's in the Neptune, yeah, really gonna reveal what's hidden. So not dismissing, any kind of feelings, because Luna and Taurus, yes, is exalted. It's a great energy, but at the same time, it could be pushing things away that would bring one out of their comfort zone. And it's in the second too. So, being open to really expand and connect more with spirit there. Aries on the rise, being ruled by Mars. So where's Mars at? Looking in a second too. Yeah, so this is all about, like I said, the routines, the habits, your values, just how you deal with finance and income. All of these are being brought up to move along. So intensely find what you could do with your finances or the energy to make it work better for you. Yeah, and like I said, just take note. Keep a journal, a diary, and making sure you're going back through various things from the past. Running into beings from the past that you might not have seen in a while with that Mars retrograde. Feeling really chatty, right? And just being open to learning more about yourself. And, accepting the truth and, the lies one might have told themselves, what will make you feel good, what will make you feel bad. Accepting all of those things so that now you may heal in private, or on the inner part of yourself, and so that you can move forward. Moon and Jupiter, feelings and spirit, soul development and philosophy, or possibly even, taking a little small journey, like a really short journey. All right, and let's see, Moon will be, Luna will be void of course for this, and this will be for 1 hour, 46 minutes. Right. So no major purchases during this time, but make sure you go to 7HealStar and put everything in the shopping cart. That you like, get you some Astro shopping going on there. And I'll yield with that. And next will be the Luna ingress into Gemini.
Jag, you got that? Jag?
Yeah, bro got it.
Yeah, I hear the morning sickness. I'll be right back.
Look at that moon ascending. Luna is ascending. Zero creates new beginnings, right? So that's Luna ingress into Gemini. It's gonna be a very great time, right? Occurring on this lovely Tuesday. Being ruled by Mercury, right? Mercury's in the 8th, so yeah. This is all about being curious and open. We know that Gemini deals with communication, writing, being very curious, right? And just like short travels. So it could be a lot of short travels going on, a lot of conversations being had more than usual about stuff, finding ways to take a curiosity of being anxious, maybe not wanting to talk about it, and just expressing it, right? Mercury's about to ingress that in Capricorn, so it's in the department of void of course as well, right? Just tuning in to what liberates you, not what liberates you, just from yourself and from things that are not for you. Sagittarius, we know it's fire energy, so we know that fire loves to burn. So it's two things. I kind of made a joke about myself one day with Brother Jag. I was like, I said, how the sun is, I said how it either helps you or burns you. So that's like me, right? Careful, play fire, get burnt. Right, and let's see, finally, who's that final rule of a Mercury? Guru does, wow, and 11. So yeah, be open to new friend groups, new networking. So possibly maybe wanting to get out and explore more in one's own local hometown or just surrounding areas. Maybe having some of your own network or groups of friends and introducing you to new friends or just coming across new beings. That at first might not seem like even worth the time and energy, but after a little conversation, a little rapport, it's like, hey man, you pretty cool. I thought I wasn't gonna like you at first. And with that, I yield for that Luna ingress Gemini. Getting social and chatty, asking questions, being curious. And next up, we have the Mercury ingress Capricorn. Oh man, here it go. All right, so we have Mercury, guys, ingress the 7th house. I'm on this. If I was playing that game, they would call crap. So I would be on a 7 roll right now. Rolling 7. Mercury and Capricorn ingress 7. Yeah, so this is all about let's see, Gemini still on the rise. Where's Virgo? Wow, Virgo is intercepted in the 4th. Looky. Oh yeah, bro. I was just telling Brother Jag how, if I play what they would call craps, I'd be on the money today with all these 7s.
Yeah. Gotta hit it on the first roll.
Gotta hit them with the 7 to 11. Yeah. But this is gonna be about foundation, right? Increasing one's status. So finding out what status is, and now getting that clear in your mental, so that now you can go from the mind to the pad, putting the pen to the paper. And also just could probably be some couples out there, maybe understanding the balance between the masculine and feminine, just authority and who does what, but not in like a controlling sense, right? And really just reading the contracts, understanding contracts. Because just from my studies just afar, it's like, whoa, I ain't know all that, I ain't say all that. So and beings assuming authority off of contracts, right? So learn about what are contracts, deceptive, unconscionable contracts, and various other ones, and partnering with let's see, and this is learning from yourself here. This is now able to help you change and shift your identity or just your attitude about things. Not being so lawful or fearful of those who appear to be authority, and realizing that no one's superior to you.
Yeah, of course.
Beings that took an oath to uphold something, do a job, the Constitution, they why are they talking to you, right? But anyways, shout out to the gym. Why are you talking to me?
I had to take y'all with me. I gotta go and get them groceries. Yeah, and I thank y'all in advance for your patience, like you already know.
Indeed. Yeah,
Others with child. You say?
Jupiter's ruling, final dispositing, and it is still in the 10th. So this is back to authority figures and experts. So really just learning from yourself so that you can study others. And just make sure it's like, hey, these are your rules, these are your guidelines. We're just making sure that you are upholding to those yourself while we uphold ourselves to our Zodiac Constitution. Neptune right there in the 10th. So not being caught in an illusion. Just because things have been one way doesn't mean it's right. And just because a card shark has been cheating for 20 years doesn't mean it's right. He just didn't nobody know he was cheating. Now it's like, all right, And with that, I'm gonna yield and pass that back to Brother Hassan, aka the Living Master.
You're hilarious. Y'all
Paragon Rico for bringing that up.
Y'all hilarious, man. Stop it. You guys are hilarious. However, I do have these two testimonies to give. One for Luna being in full reflection, pertaining to the sun's light, I'm sure. However, I know I have a sunrise to give testimony on first. Let me just close this door. All right, just had to get the groceries. So, with that being said, guys, sunrise, 15 degrees, 22 minutes Sagittarius, right? So it's for the solar ascendant conjunction. Excuse me, DC. This puppy. Come on. You don't need to sniff test anybody. Let me check the bags, make sure they're all good.
Something in here for me? Me?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my God, look at this puppy, man. Just look at this puppy. Yeah, man. See him? It's funny, I had the printer on. It was just really funny.
Diesel.
Yeah, I know, right? He was all like, I don't fuck with that printer. It's making too much noise. Like, it's making too much noise, man. I ain't with that printer stuff. Good, man? We good? You want to sit here and chill with me? Or you about to go back out there and finish checking the bag? Like, I'm about to go finish checking the bags. Yeah, that's what you about to do, man? All right. So,
holla back more.
What you say, bro?
He said, holla back more. I'm out. Diesel.
Right? Diesel out. He's like, hold on. These new bags coming in the house. I must inspect them. All right. So here we go now, right? He's such a puppy. So guys, 7th December, right? 2022 at 0700 hours, 17 minutes and 39 seconds. We are looking at a sunrise at 15 degrees Sagittarius, 22 minutes, guys. And when you think about Sagittarius, right? 15 degrees is it's between a degree of dumbness and indecision, like brother Sean had brought up on a sunrise that he just delineated for previously, as well as the cusp of the 21st lunar mansion. So we're still dealing with the 20th lunar mansion here, right? And I spoke about that just last night, right? And the 20th lunar mansion, very interesting when even thinking about it. Just to give y'all a little bit on it, just very briefly, because I did last night also. Actually, I still got my notes right here. It's like good for like, it would say like purchasing animals and livestock and stuff. But I'm just looking at that as replenishing your supplies, making your reinvestments, right? Replenish your supplies, make your reinvestments or whatever. Travel's mediocre. However, partnerships this is not a favorable partnerships lunar mansion according to the Gaia Dalakin, to the Picatrix. However, what we'll actually just say here with this finishing up here, what we can really allow ourselves to do, guys, is really come to some decided decisions, right? Not be, too double-minded, so to speak. However, one can be very accurate in what they're aiming towards with this particular lunar mansion, the sun transiting this particular lunar mansion. So you might bring to light being able to control nature in a certain way, and protect those that are traveling and in groups and things of that. However, allow your resources to not be destroyed, and allow yourself to keep yourselves from being incarcerated unfairly. All righty. Do not allow yourselves to be treated as if you are a contracted oath-taking agent doing foreign trade within a foreign trade zone. All righty. Because you can't, that with that being said, there's no need to actually have that on the table, really. If you hurt someone, all right, and you create a corpus delicti, then maybe your imprisonment is well earned. However, there are still stipulations to that. However, creating an injured party is not the to-do thing to do. So let's just make sure we're very wise in our foreign affairs and not hurt anyone in our, in our interactions with one another, especially if we're traveling abroad, or we may come across and have conversations with other people that we may have this similar self-interest, however, different perspectives in expressing it. So allow yourself not to be offensive as best as possible. All right. However, tell the truth. Please tell the truth. Truth is stern, doesn't change, and it doesn't pass away. Just make sure that the truth is collectively comprehended when shared. All righty. So with that being said, I want to yield the floor for my two transits. First one I have is Purnima. Purnima is the Sanskrit or Hindi way of saying full moon. Purnima. Right? So that's happening at 8 minutes just after 2300 hours. Alrighty, we have Purnima. You guys see how that software is flowing now? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm showing you, psych, take it away, white screen, back, see the chart, psych, take it back, white screen. That's not happening right now. All because of that divine reset, right? That needed to take place. Sit down, buddy. Going back and forth. Good boy. So now what we're actually, there he goes again. So with that being said, we're really looking at how our subconscious mind and our heart are reflecting. Alrighty. And really the subconscious mind is reflecting the heart, actually. However, theoretically, one could say that the heart is reflecting the subconscious mind also. So with that being said and actually taking place here, what I would like to really point out is that these are happening exactly. It's interesting in the and I said that, didn't I say that? I said it should be happening in the 4th and 10th houses. Indeed. I think that's what I said at the top of our broadcast. I'm like, okay, well, I got the solar lunar reflection. So that must be like 4th and 10th house due to the time that is taking place just around midnight. Alrighty. And so we are looking at 16 degrees here. interestingly, 16 degrees Gemini as well as Sagittarius, right? And again, like I said, Venus's north node is at 16 degrees 11 minutes. All righty. It's a possibility the nodes of the planets move, right? You see the moons nodes move. But however, roughly around this time, around 1925, we would say that that's where Venus's north node is, roughly at about 16 degrees 11 minutes. And this is happening at 1602. So we're just fresh into the 21st lunar mansion, really looking at a means for us to really shine the light and reflect that this is great for building and planting and making big so-called purchases and investments. So this is where you guys can really allow your energies to move forward in what you want to do in planning your standing amongst your peers. That's the 10th house, called career and status. However, the moon would do much better where the sun is, in the 4th house. However, that accidental debility for the moon, we're not going to even look at that. We're just going to look at here. You can actually say what you need to say, make the corrections necessary, because they're going to happen anyway. Because soon after this, I have Luna conjuncting Mars. No need to change the aspect just yet, bro. However, just pointing out that really what we're even doing right here is allowing Jupiter and Mercury to really bring forth that which is needed. So Mercury is really just allowing the structure in the home to really be reflected by or reflected with, right? Hey, look at that. That computer is like making decisions now. We reflected with a very local mindset and really being very driven in how we're actually localizing our standing and making ourselves international, however, yet very reachable, so to speak. So what can actually happen here in relating to people, being very fortunate about that also. What we can really bring forth here is the values in how we stand, right? From the very fortunate expansion and instituting the relationships that we have here, so that we can allow ourselves to really allow some active security in how we stand amongst our peers, to really shine a light on the values that we really seek to communicate from within. A lot of people's inner soul communications, their insight and intuition will be heightened a lot here. I'll say a whole lot, especially when it comes to bringing things to head that are possibly having a theme of, if not some extreme eroticism, people being very boo loving and cuff seasoning. Which, by the way, Brother Sean, where are we in cuff season right now?
Man, I ain't even checked,
Where are we in cuffing season right now? I got a feeling that this solar lunar reflection is really speaking to cuffing season, right? 16 degrees in Gemini, of course, is the 7th lunar mansion, right? It's the degree of sleep and trance. So what I really see happening here is, maybe there will be some people that may actually still be up. It's only, 11, Eastern, 2308 Eastern. This is happening. So there could be a means for people to have conversations and allow themselves to automate or begin to automate how they're going to interact with a loved one, not in a robotic fashion that seems passionless. However, automate in the sense that which will further secure the standing and thus making a correction to maybe some miscommunications, guys, seriously, because the values in communicating is really what's being brought to light. And making sure those communications are really spot on and on point, alrighty, and bringing with under the beams of the king's wings, so to speak. We can really allow ourselves to take a short-term travel within ourselves and really possess that which is needed to really actively secure that which has been maybe a miscalculation or mismeasurement in how we're relating to others, thus getting a value out of healing in our relationships. With that, I'm going to yield the floor. The next aspect that we have, and it's happening about 10 minutes later, even though I think it's going to be in the 9th house. Ooh, that was close. Still in the 6th house, right? that they are. So it's still an attempt that this is happening. Mercury is still dominating this, however, still under the immediate influence of Venus and the Sun. They're still in the fourth. So what we can really bring forward here is the means of securing the communication and how we're going to be amongst our peers. It's going to be very sensitive diplomacy here, so to speak. In other words, people are going to make sure that they are not allowing themselves to make the same mistakes, because the people are in the "we're not gonna take it" kind of mode, actually. So here's where you can seriously allow yourselves, the people, to really be driven in actively correcting some communications amongst you, the local participants in your neighborhood, maybe even siblings here. I feel like mother and son are really going to have a communication that is really going to correct the subconscious perspectives in the status to how one another sees one another. All righty. So we're removing the covers from the secret society that may be an internal relationship that people have been having misperspectives on, right? However, this is going to be great. It's going to be a means for relief to happen. Like, oh, well, whole time I've been looking at it this way. It's actually this. Great. Now I no longer have to carry the burden pertaining to this particular outlook. All righty. So some sincere insight and intuition can yield from this once the correct perspectives are communicated lovingly and creatively. All righty. And with that, I think I'm yielding the floor, guys. That was Wednesday. I had the last day for those last two testimonies. Any questions, comments, and/or suggestions from my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased?
Nope.
No. And we're all four still here. Great. No fallouts, even though I had to go out of one device and bring it back in. This is awesome. Guys, schedule your Mirror AstroLiteracy sessions. Okay, you guys can go and get them from Brother Corey Bay, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, Brother Sean Alim Mel, and Brother Hassan Gazio Bay. Right, there will be more brothers. Also, Brother Senior Jackson Bay. Also, he's a certified 7HealStar.com astrology firm astrologer, also internationally recognized. We all know, after completing that scholarship program that I did for a major professional astrology organization, now that renders all of us to actually take on that recognition from our sons and daughters internationally. Even though we are firstly recognized from our elders, shout out to Mother Rashida Bay, and then us doing what we do, comprehending free national press based on what Prophet Noble Drew Ali has given. So supreme, we're inspired by supreme honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali for the reminder that really sticks with us in everything that we do. We really can't let Prophet Noble Drew Ali go, or the divinely prepared literatures that assist us in being who we are every day. So we will unapologetically keep putting Prophet Noble Drew Ali in your face. Means the part where we don't care what you think. It's okay. Still love you. However, with that being said, any questions, comments, and/or suggestions? Brother Terrell, Brother Sean, going once. Any questions, comments, and/or suggestions? Going twice. I guess
yourself.
What'd you say?
Take care of yourself. Be yourself. Take care of yourself. Love yourself.
And donate. Okay.
Yes.
Indeed. I guess I'll share this to the jurisprudence gem also, guys. I usually share right as soon as we're live, but I'm going to share to the jurisprudence gem in case you missed it. Check out this archive, right? So with that being said, though, I am going to then, let me come on back here so I can see all four screens myself here and yield the floor. I would like to say thank you to my beloved brothers in whom I am well pleased, my beloved brother Terrell Tamari Bay with the sauce, and my beloved brother Sean Alim L, being the brave heart that he is. And we'd like to thank you all for joining us for our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report. We will see you every Wednesday, with our 7-day Tropic Medical Astro Weather Report, where we have been sincerely, things have been shared with us to sincerely do the medical astrology per Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs. So again, shout out to Mother Rashida Bey for giving me the books necessary where I can, share with my brothers the books that we all physically have in our libraries as well, digitally have also in our library, so that we can continue to be what's the best that does astrology in the world, because we're the best. Yes. I'm not bragging, I'm just telling the truth, being stern, not changing nor passing away. So with that being said, we are all saying namaste to you all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Sign up for our email. Let's go to 7HealStar.com and look for that scheduled email that comes out every Thursday. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and love.